Hello, and welcome to the behind-the-scenes footage on Doctor Who, The Value of Time and Space. While we were recording, I kept a log of the process so that you could see how we made it, the sort of problems that we had to face, and how we resolved them. We were working in the Hills Road AS recording studio to record this drama. This is what we call the live room. It's where the actors stand to record their lines. It's a dead space, meaning that there wasn't much reverberation in the room. It allowed us to capture a pure basic sound that later on in editing I could manipulate into the sort of effect that I wanted. This dead space is created using acoustic baffling tiles, which are essentially pieces of foam with ridges in, and this is the best material and shape to absorb noise. We were using large diaphragm condenser microphones, and many different sources advised that I use these as they're the best type of microphones to record the deep sounds in the voice. They warm up the sound and make it sound more natural.
Good. It is interesting.
What you can see attached to this microphone is a pop shield, and I first encountered these when I was recording on the Archeron trilogy. They prevent the plosive "p" sounds hitting the microphone too hard and affecting the sound quality, although you still do have to be slightly careful to soften those plosive sounds when you say them during recording. Right, so this is a large diaphragm condenser microphone.
I mean, not laughing.
Condenser mics need phantom power, which is 48 volts from the audio interface, which is connected to the computer in order for the microphone to work. In the live room is a wall box, and this is like a big plug socket attached to the audio interface in the control room, and once this is switched on, it gives the mic the phantom power, and the cable you use to connect this all together is the XLR cable. However, all this equipment would be totally useless without a cast. We had Joseph Rees playing the Doctor, George Trump playing the Daleks and Davros, and Anna Wilson playing the TARDIS Matrix voice, which is my name for the TARDIS's computer. Finally, of course, I needed someone who knew what he was doing. Hence, I brought in Thomas Field. He's a music tech student, so he spends a lot of his time in the recording studio, and he was really great. He had lots of advice and tips on how to achieve certain results in the studio. For example, here we were working out in the control room which actor was recording to which track on the computer, and together we came up with a solution to work this out. He gave me an idea for a technique to reduce the risk of script rustling while we were recording. He asked the actors to pause at the end of each page, and then I would shout "turn" through the intercom, and they would have a couple of seconds to turn over the page, and I could edit out this rustle in post-production. The room you can see at the moment is the control room. Thomas and I, the directors, sit here and record what's going on in the live room onto the computer. There's an intercom, which is professionally known as a talkback, leading to some headphones in the live room through which we can speak to the actors to give directions. Then they can speak back through their condenser microphones.
Will procure the technology required for Dalek continuation. Do not attempt to assume authority over me, Davros. The Daleks are supreme.
Before anything, we had to set up Logic, the program we'd be recording with, which included creating audio tracks linked to the actors' studio mics, naming them and then arming them to record. I found this process surprisingly simple once I understood the basics. For example, to work out which of the actors' mics was linked to which track, all they had to do was speak in turn into their microphones. We then watched the levels, and whichever one came up the loudest was the track to which they were recording.
Which are in which, but I've got a plan for that.
I've got a plan for that as well, actually.
Brilliant.
In the control room, we had to switch on phantom power using this audio interface. Then we had to check the gain, which is essentially the volume levels, to ensure that they weren't too loud and they didn't clip. All that was left to do now was to record. In front of me, I had an annotated copy of the script so that I got a better sense of how I intended each line to be directed and what sort of sounds and effects I wanted to create. I also had some concept art in front of me to help me understand how the characters would react to different sets and different props. I do feel this improved my direction, as it gave me a sense of context and location, and therefore I developed a better sense of how the characters would react to different situations. I had a live feed camera into the live room so that I could look in at what the actors were doing, because it was sometimes necessary to keep them on task as they got distracted between and sometimes during takes. It made the whole process a lot smoother, a lot easier and quicker.
Okay, I'll go move.
Therefore, all that's left to say is it's time to record. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy listening to Doctor Who: The Value of Time and Space.